Hello, hello. All right. So I am back, continuing streaming Main Street. I can delete this fish now. So what I've been working on is making the fishing feature for Main Street. Let me turn this down a little bit. Main Street is a free-to-play online multiplayer RPG tycoon game. The idea is that you play with your friends to run stores on Main Street, but there's going to be lots of other stuff to do. And you can play with up to 40 people online. On dedicated persistent servers. So what I'm doing right now is I'm working on the new fishing feature. I have these regions in the middle here for shallow water, normal water, and deep water. And what that's going to do for me is it's going to let me spawn the fish. And I'll show you where we're at with that right now. I was just streaming about an hour ago. Got pretty far with it. And where we got to is that the fish do spawn, but they just don't stop at all. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to fix that, and then I'm actually going to get the fish to start doing some movement behavior and things like that. Let me peek over to the stream really quick. That's going to look weird. Okay, sorry about that. All right. So I already had something in here that's supposed to hide the fish, stop the fish from spawning too much. So all this code, by the way, I wrote on stream. Pretty fun. Not all today, but let's see. Sonic, the fish do spawn and they just don't stop. Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay. So there's supposed to be this max fish setting, which is supposed to be a max fish per region. Okay. It's literally this simple. So right here, max fish doesn't have a reference to anything. So just got to go this dot max fish. And that should make it so that there's 4 on the outside, 4 in the mid area, and then 4 in the absolute middle. So what do I see? I see 1, 2, 3, 4 on the outside, 1, 2, 3, 4 in the mid, and 4 all on top of each other in the middle. That is exactly how I want it to work. So I guess I'm done. I guess that's all I was going to do for this stream. So just kidding. So now I'm going to probably get the fish to do some basic movement. And I want to make sure that movement is restricted so that they only stay in their region. So like this is a shallow water crab. It should only be in this shallow region, which is just on the outside. Then these fish in the middle ring, they should only stay in that middle ring. And I will let them go over on top of each other. I think that's going to be fine. All right, so let's close this out and let's think about how we're going to do that. So let's see. By the way, if you're new to the stream, go ahead and give us a follow. That would be really awesome. Then you can follow along and you can see when our development's done. I also stream Minecraft, Overwatch, and Glitchy on development, and Subnautica, and whatever. But I will be streaming Main Street development almost every single day. Okay. So I don't need this anymore. This region stuff is done. Now I want to get into just the generic fish. I'm going to do a ticker for the fish. So I'm actually going to copy this really quick. I'm going to do a ticker for the fish so that once they get created, they start moving. And most of programming is copy and pasting, by the way, in case you guys didn't know. Copy and pasting and then tweaking it a little bit. It's really all there is to it. Anybody can do it. So we're going to do a movement interval. Let's call that 20. No, 50? No. By default, we're going to call it. Yeah, 50. Okay. So I think that's every half a second, and that'll just be, we'll change that later, but that'll be for testing purposes. So we have a movement interval. So every movement interval, we're going to call a function, do movement. And then in this movement, we're gonna outline how they're allowed to move. So what I want to do is the region that they're in. I said I was going to close this and we wouldn't need it, but I do. The region that we're in, I think we're actually going to catch the tiles in the region. And then when we do that, we can pass them to the fish so they know what tiles they're allowed to move towards. No, that's not what we're going to do. Never mind. We're just going to check any tile that they could move towards, so adjacent tiles, and we're going to see if they're in the same region that they are currently in. So we're going to go current region equals this fish. I think I could do just that region, but let me check the resources to make sure. Diab region. Perfect. Okay. That's all we need. So we get the current region, and then we're going to go through adjacent tiles. I think I can do get tile range by type. Called returns an array containing all the non-tile. No, that's not what I want. Is there a get range by type? Returns an array. Non-tile. Come on. I want tile diams. Get tile dist. Returns the number of tile. No. Let's see. Get tiles by range. Isn't that what I already looked at? Oh no. Returns an array containing all the tiles on the map within X and Y pixels around the specified biop. This is exactly what I want. Okay. So we're going to use this. We're going to do nearby tiles equals this dot. Let's see. Is this how I want to do it? I could just make them move randomly, and then if they're trying to move over something, they can't treat it like it's dense. But then they'll be stupid. So no, we're not going to do that. We're going to do it this way. We're going to find something that they can move towards, and we're going to move them towards that. So nearby tiles equals. This is under map, isn't it? Yes. Okay. So map.get tiles by range. First thing we want to do is a diom. So that's going to be this fish. Then we're going to go, second thing is a value, either X distance or X and Y distance. Okay. So we're going to go, let's just call it 32 and 32 and see what that does. Actually, we'll give it a little extra. Give it a little extra because that's the size of the icon. So if we did like 48, it shouldn't get us past it, but it should just address any little nuances and make sure that we have all the viable things they can move towards. So we're going to go 48, 48, and then we have a type. And we only want to be able to move on to water. So we're going to go, we did this same filter somewhere else. Tile environment water, and then we're going to pass true for that p-child argument. And what that's going to do is, let me get rid of that and that. So that's going to say, let's get any tile within 48 pixels of this fish that is a water tile, any type of water tile. Because in our tiles environment, we have this tiles environment water, but we don't use it. We only use the children of it. So that's what we're going to do. Okay. So now, what did I just do? Oh, F2 opens. Whoa. Okay, if I'm clicking on the IDE, F2 opens resources. Okay, cool. That'll help. So now we just want to check and exit the function if there are no nearby tiles. So if not nearby tiles, or else not nearby tiles.length, and we'll return. Okay. Now what we want to do is we want to filter out. I guess we want to filter out the tiles that aren't from the region that we're curious about. So we're going to make a nearby valid tiles, or nearby. We're gonna spell this out. Nearby tiles in same region. We're just gonna spell it out. That's what we're looking for. So we have all the nearby tiles, but we don't want them to leave the region that they're in. So we're gonna create a new list, and then we're just gonna push the elements into it that are relevant. So we're gonna make a loop, and we're gonna loop through the nearby tiles. So for each variable t in nearby tiles, and then we're going to check the type. So if t type, no, we're going to do if type, no. If t region is this region. So if the regions match, then we're going to push it onto nearby tiles in same region. Then we're going to do the same check, the null check or empty check for nearby tiles in same region. We're going to return so it won't move if there's nowhere to move to. Okay. So from here, let me make sure. Okay, yeah. I was like, did I unmute myself? Yes, I did. Okay. From here, what we want to do is we want to pick a random one. So we're going to go var tile to move to. Tile to move to. That's a little mouthful. Tile to move towards. Let's call it that. Tile to move towards equals. We're going to go nearby tile in same region. That should be tiles. I just got a little typo. Okay. Nearby tiles in same region. If you guys see me make a typo or see anything that confuses you, please let me know. I definitely make mistakes and it will save time, and I'd be happy to explain anything anyway. So nearby tiles in same region, and then we're going to pick a random index from it, or a random indice. So that's going to be math.random. We're going to go from 0 to nearby tiles in same region dot length -1, because arrays are zero-based indexes. So then that should give us a valid tile that we can move towards, and let's look at the documentation to see how we want to do that move. I think there's a step position. Let's see. Steps, no, that's not really what we want. Is there a move position? Yes. Move position moves the movable by X pixels and Y pixels until told to stop. Is there just a move towards? I don't want to just set the location. That's not what I want to do. Yeah, I could just have him step towards the tile. I guess that's fine. Oh, but I really... if I do a step, then we have to keep doing steps. Okay, that's fine, though. Yeah, that's what we're going to do. So we're actually going to... We're going to move this tile to move towards out so that another function can access it. And this function, it's not going to be do movement. It's going to be pick movement target. So it's going to change the movement target every movement target change interval. And then we're going to do another movement step interval, and it will step towards that if it's not already there. So they'll pick a spot, they'll move towards it, and then they'll pick a new spot later. Let's call that 40. No, 10. Okay, let's see how that goes. So it'll take 5 steps towards something and then pick another spot. Let's see. Welcome to the stream. I am working on Main Street, a free-to-play multiplayer online RPG tycoon game. It is a mouthful. But it's a really cool game where you can play with your friends, play with other people online, and run businesses, gather things, do fishing, cool skills, do contests. It's currently in alpha development, and I'm working on the fishing feature right now. So I'm working on fish movement. In case any of you guys haven't seen where we're at with that yet, I'm just going to run it really quick. So in the game, you get this character. You can walk around. You can pick things for money. And we're working on the fishing right now. So I just set up a system where it spawns the fish, and we got crabs and lobsters, eels, rays, skates, you name it. And they spawn in water. And right now they just spawn and they don't do anything. So that's what I'm actually working on today. Is I'm working on making the fish move around, and then we'll work on catching them later. So right now I'm just trying to figure out, because I need to move into one thing. Fishies, yes, I'm working on the fishies. Voltage Punch, glad to see you. Really funny seeing the fish literally on the water. I know. That's not what it's going to be like. You're only going to be able to see them at certain times, but I still want them to exist and move around even when you can't see them. And then they'll have, like, when they move, there will be disturbances in the water, and maybe sometimes you'll catch a glimpse of them. Like I might do an animation on the alpha value so that you can just kind of see them as a slight transparent glimpse of a fish. But yes, right now it looks stupid. It looks like there's a bunch of dead fish floating everywhere. Voltage Punch, I'm going to be honest here. I haven't seen you drop me a follow yet. So I would really appreciate it. Hey! Thanks. You didn't really have to do that. I did call you out, though. All right, so tile to move towards. Let's see. We got I'm on Twitch a lot, so I always forget to. Are you? I'm not a huge Twitch fan, or at least I didn't think I was, because I see all these insanely popular Twitch people, and I just don't get their thing. But I decided I wanted to start streaming this week, so I've been looking at a lot of other streamers. Not with like thousands of viewers. I've looked at some of them and I don't like them, but people that get like 10 to 50 viewers, maybe even a couple hundred, sometimes I like them a lot. Like, I'm not a huge Twitch fan. I've streamed for 14 hours this week already on 5 unique days, but I'm not really a Twitch fan. All right, let's see. So we have a tile for them to move towards, and that's all this function is going to do. It's going to pick a tile for them to move towards. So then we need another one. So we're going to do another on tick check. And it's going to check the movement step interval. And it's going to do a new function. Step towards movement target. You got a nice voice, so you can do it. I appreciate that. The funny thing is I have a nice microphone, too. I'm not using it. Nobody's complained about my microphone. Maybe that's because not a lot of people are watching, but I do have a Yeti microphone, which I just don't have set up right now. So I'm using a $20 headset. But Twitch Studio has a really cool, it has some cool features that I think make it sound reasonable. So step towards movement target. We're gonna check and see if we have a movement target, and if we don't, we're just gonna leave. So that's tile to move towards. I got a Yeti and it sounds worse somehow, and your microphone right now is fine. So that's literally, it's the same story with me. I have a Yeti. If I do a lot of stuff to set it up correctly, it sounds great. But if I literally just plug it in and do exactly what I'm doing with my microphone right now, it sounds worse. It's better hardware. It's definitely better hardware. But it's not like that out of the box functionality that I'm looking for right now. I will take the time to set it up at some point. Might use Reaper for it. So if there's not a tile to move towards, return. And if there is one, we're gonna do a step towards it. So let's look at how we want to do that again. We're gonna do step position. So that's gonna be, that's a diop function, right? Let's see. Yes, that's a movable function. Are diops movable? No, I don't think they are. I think I need to make this a. I think I need to make this immovable. You know what? Let me check with. Let me check with the dev gurus. We'll see what they have to say. In the meantime, we'll assume that it's immovable and take it that way. So that should allow us to call this dot step pos that POS, and then we can pass it an X and a Y coordinate. I think a coordinate, but we'll see. So we're gonna go this dot tile to move towards X chord, this dot tile to move towards Y chord. Let's see. Then we have some optional parameters. P-glide, if set movement will not stop unless move directions are blocked. Okay, that's actually not what I want. So we're gonna go false. Although that's default. So P-slide, step will occur without changing the movable's direction. I'm gonna leave both of those blank because actually I want them at their defaults, which is false. So we're just gonna do a step towards whatever it's supposed to step towards. This probably isn't gonna work, but I think I did everything I'm supposed to. So we're just gonna run it, observe, and then take it from there. Okay, so what's happening right now is there's no fish. You think a diab is immovable because they can trigger on crossed, and that has a movable thing, right? You're probably right. So let's just change this back to diab. Now, the reason I didn't have any fish there is because I changed it to a movable, but when I spawn it, I'm assuming that it's a diab. But I think you're right. So let's run it and see what we get. So the fish are spawning again. That's good. They're also not moving. Let me check. So Conlet says diab is ancestor of the movable. Movable inherits diab. No, if diab, that's an oxymoron. If diab is an ancestor of movable, that means that movable is the parent of diab, and so diab would inherit movable. Oh wow. So let's look and see in the debug if we have any information about what's happening wrong. We do not. So we're just going to change a couple things. Conlet's correcting himself. Conlet's clarifying. We'll see what he says. So I want to remove the extra logging that I put in here, because those are just clogging everything up now. But I want something similar in here, and we're going to see if it's picking the movement correctly. I think diab is immovable because, yeah. Okay, that's what I already read. Yeah. Let's see what Conlet said. If you break them down, it might make more sense. A diab is a display object. A movable is a movable display object. That helps. Thanks. So a movable does inherit from the diab, which means that the diab is an ancestor of the movable, but that's fine. Okay. So we're going to do pick movement target 1. And then after each return, we're going to put another number. That way we can see where it's breaking down. Okay, then here we're just going to do, let's see, 2 and 1. Indentation. Fix it. Fish are spawning. That's good. Let's check the logs. It's going pick movement target 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. It's also not doing the do movement at all. So let's check that out. So, or step towards movement target. So pick movement target 1, 2, 3. So that's good. This isn't happening at all. That's because I'm calling this the copy and paste mistake. All right. So I don't know if you guys saw that. I copy and pasted this and I did not update which function it's calling. So I was calling pick movement target extra times instead of actually calling the step towards. So let's see what we get now. It doesn't look like anything's moving. Well, let's check the logs. So we're getting a pick movement target, step towards movement target 1, but not 2. What that means is that it's breaking down here. It's saying there is no tile to move towards. Now, if I look, I define tile to move towards up here, which means it's part of the fish. Inside a function, if I don't say it's part of this fish, like I did here, then I'm assuming it's a local variable, which is wrong. So I just need to update that, and hopefully that will fix that. They still don't appear to be moving. Let's see what we got. It's still going, it's still not getting it. Okay. Did I build it? I did. Okay. So this tile to move towards equals nearby tiles in the same region. It seems like it should be good. See, because if we got here, which we did, that means that there are some number of nearby tiles in the same region. So what could go wrong here? We're going a random number between 0 and the length minus 1. From the list. And this is a list of tiles in range. This should work. Let's log log what it is. So we're going to go world.log. Let's copy this. Go 4. And then we're going to do tile to move towards. And see what it logs that as being. Undefined. Really? Okay. So here's what I'm going to do here. I'm going to loop through. I'm going to loop through the list and see what they are. Actually, no. We're going to do that here. So before we add them, we're going to do world.log. Say pick movement 2.5. And then we're going to log t. Let's see if they were undefined when they get added. They're not. They are things when they get added to the list. So at this point, nearby tiles dot push t. That should be good. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to break this out. I'm going to take the number. Tile index equals that number. Then I'm going to pass that to it. I'm going to log the number. Let's see, pick movement, target 3.5. We're going to go tile index. is tile index, and nearby tile count is nearby tiles in same region dot length. Hang on. Yeah, that should all be good. So we're getting we're getting decimals. We're getting decimals. Okay. Why are we getting decimals though? Because this worked fine over here. I did math.rand. Wait. I'm doing math.random. I need math.rand. This is the problem. Math.random just returns a random number between 0 and 1, and it's a decimal. I was using the wrong function. They're moving. Oh god. They're moving. They're running away. They're running away on land. Are you guys seeing this? And they're going way too fast. I can't keep up. No, come back. Oh man. Okay. So I don't know if that's because it's picking the wrong tiles or if it's because I'm telling them to move wrong. So we're going to try this. We're going to try X position and Y position instead of coordinates. Let's see what that does. Oh no. Oh no. It froze. It completely froze. All right, let's kill that. Oh no, I killed everything. Okay, guys, hang on. I gotta log in. We're gonna switch. Bear with me for a moment. I only use some basic build encodes from the tutorials, so it's fun to see how you approach things when you have more knowledge. You think I have more knowledge? You think so? I appreciate it. I'm just going by the resources, doing what I can. Some of the functions I'm using were actually written for Main Street by Veek, so I definitely have intimate knowledge of those. Like, let me get this back up. Okay, so let's open up the functions I need, or files I need. So in fishing, I use this get diobs by region. This was written for Main Street, and this one's really cool. What this does is you can paint regions on the map. So let me pull up the map really quick. So on the map, every single tile has a region. I don't know if you know that. It's usually just an empty blank default region. But we use this all over the place for there's regions for each store that determines what you're allowed to build in, but we're even doing it for fishing, so there's regions for fishing. And you could have a region that covers an entire area, like the whole map, and it's just one region, even though it's on the entire map. And so I needed to get everything that was in the region, and so he wrote this for me. So some stuff like that. That's why I know. But I appreciate that you're interested. So let's see. Where were we at? The fishing moving was bad. I changed that to Y position and X position, and it did not work out. Where was that? That was up here. So let's set those back. Let's make sure I'm using the step correctly. So value to step by. Oh no, okay. So step position is supposed to say, okay, if you pass 5 for X and 5 for Y, it's going to make a step of 5, 5. I want to step towards something. Either direction or a number. Second argument calls either step pose or step dir, depending on the specified arguments. All right, let's look at step dir. I don't think I want... I don't know. Move, pause. X value to step by. Moves to the movable by X. Trying to think how I want to do this. I want to move towards a specific object. All right, I might just have to do the math. So let's do the math. So we have what we want to step towards and where we are. So we're going to go... We're going to... How am I going to do this? X fish. That's the location of this fish. The X location of this fish equals this X chord. Then we're going to do Y fish equals this Y chord. Then we're going to do X target equals this tile to move towards X chord, and Y target equals this tile to move towards Y chord. And we're just going to do a little math. So let me pull up Paint. Say I have a coordinate plane, but all the values are positive. So we're not using this quadrant, or that quadrant. We're only using positive. This is my map. I have a fish here. No, let's say the fish is blue, and then I have a target here. Both of these have an X and a Y. I want to step in this position, towards this direction. What I want to do is I want to take one number and subtract the other number. But if I were to take the fish, who needs to move in a positive direction, whose X and Y values are both lower than the target, and I subtracted the target, it would give it a negative step value, and the fish would move in the opposite direction. So I want to take the target as number 1, and then the fish is number 2. So what we're going to do is we're going to do like an X step max. This is like the maximum that we want to step to get to this position, is going to be the X target minus the fish X, or the X fish. And we're going to do the same thing for Y. So Y step max is the Y target minus the Y fish position. And then we're going to have a max step size, which is already defined, I think. No, that's in move settings. So do we want to just use the move settings? Yeah, that's what we're going to do. So we're going to do... Let's see. Then I also want to normalize step to know if it's positive or negative. We're going to do X step norm equals... I just need to know if... Okay, X step norm equals... no, X step norm and Y step norm. So if X step max is greater than 0, greater than or equal to 0, we'll say that X step norm is 1. And then if Y step else X step norm is -1. So I just want to know if it's moving in the positive or negative direction. Then we're going to do the same for the Y. So now I have the magnitude, or the normalized vector for how we want to step. Then I need to figure out if the step is too big or not. So we're going to go if. Then let's define our final steps. So it's going to be var x step equals 0, var y step equals 0. And then what we're going to do is we're going to say if this move settings step size is greater than, no, is less than x step max, then x step is going to be, we want absolute value of that, math.abs x step max. So just the distance, like the normal value. So if the step size is less than the step that we're trying to make, then just do the step size. Otherwise, do the step we're trying to make. So that's going to be x step equals x step norm times this move settings step size. And if the move settings step is, let's see, is greater than or equal to the max step that we want, then we'll just do that. We'll do x step norm times x step max. Then we want the same thing for the y. And I was hoping that there would be something, and maybe there is, to just handle all this internally. You join the voice VC, but you feel like you shouldn't. You absolutely are welcome to. Absolutely are welcome to. Thanks for the follow, Cade. Appreciate it. Yeah, I'm in Discord. If anybody wants to join in the Main Street Discord, let me know if you need a link for it. I'd be happy to chat with you guys. But you definitely don't need to. That's fine. I appreciate you joining. Did you just join? We're working on the fishing right now. So what I'm working on right now is it's kind of the AI for how the fish are going to move. And I made something for it earlier, and the fish literally started running away on land faster than I could keep up with them. It was quite entertaining. So that's why I'm writing this custom movement stuff for them, because I understand this and I didn't understand that. So that's what we're doing. Okay, so now we want to just do step, x step, y step. You've been out, yeah. I don't know. I might have missed what you said because yeah, I can't remember. I'm sorry. I must have forgotten. Let's see. Okay, I think this is gonna work. Let's see what it does. We'll just add logging if it doesn't and see what's happening. Literally opens it. Yeah, I literally opened it. Okay. Okay, it's definitely not working. The fish are spawning, but I'm getting errors in the console here. So it's getting some kind of error in step towards movement target, and I can't see what it is. So this is where I'm going to have to disable Velocity's internal debugging. But before I do that, I'm just going to look here and see if I notice anything obvious. Last time I tried to do an alpha, it just didn't let me log in. I'm really sorry about that. I had a couple people tell me that, but we had a bunch of people that were able to get in, and I just don't know. I don't know why that was happening. If it happens again, I will absolutely get to the bottom of it. I'm kind of hoping that it was just a fluke. No, if it really happens again, then I will just write a brand new login system. Yeah. Yeah, and it's never happened before until that one test. And then on that one test, a few people couldn't get in. Let's see. Yeah, I'm really sorry about that. Okay, so I don't see what the problem is. So we're just going to throw in the little debug disclaimer code tag thing, disable debug, and that will just allow it to crash. And if we just allow it to crash, it will give me a little crash report. So now I don't have the errors here, even though they're actually happening. Literally the day before it worked as well when it was doing the syncing error. Okay. So we have cannot read property step size of undefined. Okay, so I've never defined the movement settings for the fish. Since I'm not really using move settings for this at all, I'll use something else. So we're gonna do our own step size here. No, I changed my mind. We are gonna use the internal one. You know when we couldn't see people in the game. Yes. Oh, so you were able to join the first time and then the next day you couldn't? That's weird. That's really weird. Yeah, I do remember that. Well, maybe I will throw up some version for you guys to try on Friday if you want to come in, and then I can see if people are still having login issues before the main thing. Yeah, I'll plan on doing that. I don't know when it's going to be. Cade, you might be asleep when I do it, but I know that Robbie also was having the problem, so I'll make sure that Robbie gets in there at least. He's usually awake whenever. Let's see if I can have fishing ready by then. I'll have some version that's playable. Probably not. We probably won't be fishing on Friday. Yeah, the fish won't be flying across the map. I gotta clip that later. I gotta clip that because that's pretty funny. I'm probably gonna put that on Twitter. Where am I at here? The move settings. I need to define the move settings. So we're just gonna do that for all the fish here. We're gonna say, let's put that up here because it's internal. Move settings equals step size 2. That should get us past that error, and then let's see what happens. You have to make it a GIF. Yeah, yeah. To be honest, I was probably just gonna make it a video, but I'm not getting any errors. Oh my gosh, they're moving. They're actually moving. But they're totally moving on land, aren't they? No, they're just moving on land in slow motion. No. It's happening right before our eyes. Oh my gosh. All right, I'm just gonna, before I fix that, I'm just gonna turn up the step size because this is a good opportunity to figure out how fast we want the fish to move, even though they're moving in completely the wrong way. So let's turn that up to 10. Gosh, did that change anything? Looks like they're moving by like a pixel. All right, so here's what I'll do for now. I'm just gonna reduce that move step interval. I'm gonna make them move 5 times faster that way. So you have to kite them. Yeah. So you stalk the fish, you throw a hook at it, and then you run away. Nothing is changing. Nothing is changing anything. And I don't know why. I think it's the movement target. I think the movement target that it's picking isn't far enough away. All right, so there's definitely a problem in pick movement target. Can I not sub to you? You can't. You can't. I think for sub, you need to be a partner or at least an affiliate. I am not an affiliate yet. So what I need to be an affiliate is 50 followers and an average of 3 viewers. And we have 5 viewers right now, so this is great. The best thing that you can do is just don't leave. Don't leave, please. Please don't leave me. I'm just kidding. You guys can do whatever you want. No, I'm missing a lot of bells and whistles, but once I'm an affiliate, there's going to be quite a bit more. That would be really nice. Well, give it to somebody else. Give it to somebody else because it's probably going to be a little while before I can do it. But I believe that you can re-Twitch Prime sub every month, so maybe next month. Let's see. Yeah, we're definitely going to get there. So maybe I need to log where they're trying to go. So yeah, let's do that. Let's add just add a little logging here. Let's do tile chords. The chat delay on your PC is so little. Yeah, so Twitch, what Twitch did is when Mixer came out, they were like, oh, Mixer's a low latency streaming platform. Well, we can do that. And they added a low latency option. So now on Twitch, you can do it on my phone. You're replying like 10 seconds. Yeah. So now on Twitch, I have low latency turned on. And what that's going to mean is it's going to stream it to you as fast as it possibly can. Now it's 4 seconds. That's pretty good. It really doesn't get much better than that. Especially considering, the difference in where I am and where you are. Well, okay. All right. No, you want to do a test? You want to do a test? Type something and I'll repeat it back to you. E. How's that? And remember, the funny thing is the chat is on my phone. I'm streaming from my computer, but the chat is on my phone, so that's probably adding to it as well. I'm sure if it was on my computer, it would be better. I think that's pretty good. I also have the option, like if I was playing some kind of competitive sport, if I wanted to turn it up, I could make it like 2 minutes or something, which some people do, but I hate that. So let's see. Step towards removing target. We're going to add the tile to move towards X chord. To be honest, you have pretty good response times. I appreciate that. The funny thing is that I can't see the phone when I'm looking at the computer, so my neck is just like going crazy because I'm constantly looking down. Let me actually see if I can move the phone somewhere. That way I can stay more on track. Okay, that should be better. That's good. I look down at the phone and I see a message and I'm like, I don't know how long this has been waiting. Tape it to your computer. Yeah, that's a great idea. I just leaned it against my monitor. Should be fine. There's going to be an impression in my monitor permanently if I leave it there too long. Then I want to do the Y. And this is just logging what I'm doing right now. This is going to have no impact on the game, but I'm trying to figure out what's going on. Don't have a second monitor. I do have a second monitor. What I don't have is a cable to plug into it. My graphics card has one HDMI port, and then it also has display ports. My monitors do not have display ports. They have HDMI, VGA, and the other one that's white. That was like 3 seconds. Yeah, and remember, it takes me a moment as a human being to process what I'm looking at too. So I don't know how good it can get. I'm so impressed by these chat times. That's great. That's great. Okay, so then I want to do the fish coordinate as well. So then we're going to do fish chords. It's a feat of technology. And then there's partially helpful that I'm paying attention. That's definitely part of it. Let's see. So let's look at the logging here. So we're getting, they're getting coordinates to move by pixels. Let me think. Why would that be? And in some cases, they're getting coordinates to not move at all. Let's see. So when it picks a tile, I think it might be picking like the same tile. Yeah, that's got to be it. That's got to be it. It's picking the tile that they're already on, and so they're just like crawling. So I want to look in the documentation at the diode. There should be a location, which is the tile. So I should be able to literally check and see if they're on the same tile. So we're gonna do, let's see, where it does tiles in the same region, nearby tiles in the same region, we're gonna add another check. We're gonna say if it's in the same region and it's not equal to this dot loc. That'll say make sure that we get a different tile. It doesn't look, it does not look any better. All right, let's see. Still getting the same crap. That crab's making landfall. Now, the funny thing, thinking about this, I'm actually tempted to allow the crabs to go on land. Like, that would be kind of cool if they scuttle out of the water sometimes. But that's not what I want right now. Okay, so tile to move towards. Where's the house in the same region? Just having a little trouble understanding what I'm doing wrong. They're not animated. Well, yeah. So you don't want them to walk on land because they're not animated. That makes sense. I mean, you could do like a 2-frame animation for the crabs though, if you really wanted to, but we don't need to do that. Let's see. They'd be scooting on land. They're just sliding. They're gliding. Let's see. So get tiles by range. Let's look at this again. So the first argument is correct. I'm passing the fish, which is what I want to check from. What happens with the logging in is it says you're already logged in when you are logged in, but not on the alpha page. Okay. I might need to talk to Veek about that. He makes the game engine. Let him know that when that change happened and see what he has to say. I'll let him know now, so he can think about it. That would be out of my control because that login stuff, that's him. If we can't get it resolved, I will write our own login system, which I've been meaning to do anyway. So that's what we'll do. Obviously, the game needs to be playable. So let's see. So the second argument, the x distance or y distance. Do I need to just jank that up? Okay. I'm missing this last argument, omit. So let's try throwing omit in. And if I do omit, then I can remove this check. Let me just see what that does. It's the same thing. Oh man. Okay, the interesting thing is the ones in the middle are not moving. And that's actually exactly what I would expect because they have nowhere to go. But okay, and those ones stopped. That's kind of interesting. This one, I'm just gonna watch him for a minute. Well, that one started again. This one is not moving. No, it's moving again. Okay. So what does this tell me? This one is getting no movement. So that means that in some part we're doing this correctly. All the other ones are all moving in the same direction. And they're moving by one little step at a time. Monitor the escaping fish. Where are they going? Why are some of them faster than the others? Okay, so for one thing, there's a little problem with how I've written it, which is that they're designed not to leave the region that they're in. But as soon as they leave the region they're in, they now are going to want to not leave that region. So the moment they get on land, fish racing. The moment they get on land, they're land lovers. They love it. So let's change a couple things there and then see what we can do. So right now it's just checking if it's the region that they're on, and it's looking for that. So let's change that to be the spawn regions that they're allowed to be in. So let's do far allowed. No, we don't even need that. Um, so instead of current region, gosh, where was that even used? Was that not used? It wasn't used. So, so this is the check that we're concerned with. What we really want is if this, let's see. No. Okay. We're going to do a fire allowed regions. Um, if spawn regions, do an early return. If not spawn regions or not spawn regions length will return, so they won't move because there's nowhere to move to. Joining voice but having no idea what to say. Okay. Oh, it's spread in voice? I did not know that. Wait, but Grumpcade is not red, right? Grumpcade is Kovu. Reddit Grumpcade is red. I thought I've been talking to Cade, aka Kovu, this whole time. Grumpcade is red. Well, how would I know that? Glad to talk to you, Red. I'm not gonna talk in Discord because you're listening to this stream. Or I could talk in Discord and you not listen to the stream, but um Red literally said that in Discord. I didn't hear anything in Discord. Has Red been talking? It's because I turned down my volume. If only you read Discord. What are you talking about? Where? I saw I'll join soon. Did Brad say anything about Grumpcade? Wait. Why is it that when I search for Grumpcade, I see red? Is that one of these? Is that this? Is this Grumpcade? Is this Grumpcade? What's happening? Okay, moving on. Okay, so allowed regions. If spawn regions length equals 1. No, if spawn region includes. That's Grumpcade? Okay. I didn't know that. It just looks like a picture to me. That is Grumpcade. Yeah. Okay, so if spawn region, but so are you. You are Grumpcade. Congratulations. You are Grump, and you are Cade. Spawn regions includes all. Grump hand. Grump slave driver. If spawn regions includes all, then allowed regions equal. This needs to be this. Guncade. Oh no. equals shallow water. What are they called? Shallow water, normal water, deep water. Guncade is the one I sent in Discord of my PFP holding gun. Okay, so Guncade, Grumpcade, Thunkcade, Grumpcade. Got it. Else allowed regions equals this spawn regions. No, the PFP. No. I know the PFP is monkey, but the PFP is also you, and you is Grumpcade. You is Grumpcade, right? And Grumpcade is you. You are all the things. All right. You is monkey. You is monkey, and you is kind. Monkey is Grumpcade? Well, not necessarily. Hold on. You took it too far now. You took it too far, Grumpcade. We don't know that. No, actually, I mean to be honest, that makes perfect sense. The Father, the Son, the Holy Spirit. Oh my gosh. Oh, I like what you said about river streaming fishing content and the irony therein. Let's see. So allowed regions equals the spawn regions. Okay. And then this is going to mean that we can do over here instead of T region equals this region, we're going to do if allowed regions includes includes T region type. Let's see what we get there. So nothing is moving. I don't know if that's better or worse, guys. I don't know. We're going pick movement target 1, 2, and it's stopping there. So it's going 1, 2. This is failing. First off, I typed that wrong. If I speak in Discord, will they be able to hear me? I think so. If I can hear you, they will hear you. So that's a thing. Which means that you will hear you. But then it stops there. That's okay. Right? That's okay. Let's see. If this spawn regions includes... I can unmute myself in Discord if you want. Do they hear you? If you hear you. If you hear you, everybody hears you. Yeah. We'll put it that way. Okay. So, why not? Let's log this. World.log pick movement movement target 2.4, and we're just gonna log the region type. Welcome to the stream. If I don't know you yet, my name is River, and I am streaming development for the game Main Street, which is a free-to-play online multiplayer RPG tycoon game, currently in alpha. If you want to know more, let me know. We are working on fish right now. We got the fish spawning, and we're going to add fishing. But before we add fishing, we need the fish to move, which is what I am fighting with right now. So region, fishing, shallow water. That's good. Oh, okay. No, I know the problem. So the allowed regions, they just have the last piece. So it's comparing shallow water with region fish and shallow water and saying they're not the same. So what I'm gonna do is once I'm done with that, I'm just gonna pat it in. So I'm gonna go for do a little for loop for variable I equals 1. I is less than allowed regions length minus 1 I plus plus. And this is a for loop in case none of you know. It just says for the length of this array, create numbers that represent each piece of this array. Then I'm going to go and access those pieces of the array and change them. So we're going to change it to be fishing, region fishing. Then we're going to add the piece that's already there. A little inception there. Allowed regions, blah, 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 equals this plus itself already. That should make it so that they still see valid places they can move to. It should also hopefully make it so that even if they do go on land, they don't go as far as we saw before. Should. I said should, right? Oh no. Why? Okay, so again, the ones in the middle, they know what's up. But the ones that think they're allowed outside the middle seem to just go down and to the right no matter what. So it's picking where they can go correctly. It's trying to get them there incorrectly. That's what I've concluded so far. Though I don't really know why these ones aren't moving. That's interesting. Guys, if you're new to the channel, please hit that follow button so you can keep up with Main Street streaming. I also stream Glitchy on Development, which is a Metroidvania platformer, and I stream games like Minecraft, Overwatch, Subnautica, and whatever else I feel like. Let's see. Somebody left when I said that. They literally left when I said that. That's okay. We don't need them. Just shed a little tear. It's okay. It's okay. You would talk, but I feel like there's a but coming. Let's see. They know I'm toxic in Overwatch. Oh no. Not that toxic. But your mic is dying? Okay. Well, it's comforting to know that you're in the channel with me. It's comforting to know. Anyone else in here? No, just us. You're not that I'm saying anything, but you're not even listening. Well, I'm sorry to hear that your microphone's not working. You mean like it's dying like batteries, or it's dying like you're gonna need to replace it? What am I doing wrong? You'll unmute to show me if I want. Yeah, I'd like to hear it. I'm waiting. It's okay. Don't be shy. Oh my! Oh no! Oh! I was like mute. Yeah. You can leave your microphone muted for now. That's good. Maybe preferred. It just sounds like it's not plugged in correctly. That's what it sounds like, or like the cables are frayed or broken. I want to look at this log. I haven't been seeing this. I'm going to look for the 3.5 and see what it's saying, see if that helps me. You think it stopped acting out? I don't. Well, okay, hang on. Let me just... Okay, go ahead and try again. I didn't hear anything. Okay, let's... Hey! No, you sound normal.
Hello?
Hello?
Oh god, this is delayed.
It's a big delay. It's a really big delay, yeah. If you want to mute the stream, I will unmute myself in Discord, and we can talk there. But you don't need to. It's okay. So I'm looking for this 3.5 log. Let's see. Okay, you want me to start talking in Discord, or okay, general acknowledgement? Sure, Discord. Okay. All right. I am now unmuted in Discord. Definitely want to mute the Twitch stream now. Okay, so
yeah, absolutely.
okay, so why isn't this happening? Not talking to you. Well, I guess I am talking to you.
Yeah, I get you.
The 3.5 log, I'm not seeing it.
Also, I'm very sorry in advance if my mic does that thing again.
Yeah, appreciate it. Okay, so it's going to 2.4, and then it's moving. It's going to 3.4, and then it's moving. So does it get past that at the beginning? Is that what's happening? Because if it... Okay, yeah, so it got to 4. And then it stopped. It started getting to 2.4 or 2.5, and it started failing. So, oh, you know what? All right, so first off, I'm never resetting the tile to move towards. If it returns early, it needs to... We're just going to... Every single time it moves towards it, we're going to clear it out. No, every time we pick a target, we're going to start this as null. Because if it can't find a target and it returns, it was saving the old target. And so if it ever picked a target that was to the bottom right, then it would never stop moving towards it unless there was somewhere else to move. So let's see what that does. So pretty much almost nothing is moving. But those guys are hiking. I want to see if they stop. Is that you? Is that you blowing up?
Crap, sorry. I hate that it can hear it. I don't know why it can. Let me
Just wondering, couldn't you just set up a 2-pixel density yellow line on the water for the fish and focus on the movement only? Oh, like a border? Yes, I could. I could do that, but here's why I don't want to. I decided I could either do this by using like on cross, or I could do this by making them move more intelligently. And the thing is, I want them to be able to move in between regions. Like some of them are allowed to move in all the water. Some of them only some. I guess if I really if I really can't figure this out, then I'll have them move randomly and just hit stuff. Okay, no, these guys are running off. These guys are leaving. Yeah, I hate to say goodbye to all of this, but I'm feeling like you might be right. Voltage Punch / side character. We're gonna comment this stuff out, and we're gonna try another approach. What's that? What's that weird thing? Command palette. Toggle line comment. There we go. Comment everything out. And we're gonna do the same for this. Just this stuff. Okay, so in that case, we're gonna want to do a new thing. I'm gonna comment that out too, and make a new on tick. That's how it. Yeah, that's how I do it. I know there's a keyboard shortcut. What is it like? No, it's not that. I know there's a keyboard shortcut, but you just right click, command palette, and then there's all these cool things in here that kind of just help. So yeah, how do you do it? All right, so I'm gonna go on cross. I think. Let me look at the resources really quick. The 4-second delay between Discord and stream. Yeah, you timed it. Okay, so you're listening to both. Yeah, that makes sense.
It does not sound good. Listening to both.
Yeah, wouldn't recommend it. Start. Okay, so you just do block comments. Yeah. I don't know why Visual Studio just lets you highlight everything and do line comments with a little click, and so that's how I like to do it. So let's see. I can't remember if I want on cross or on bump. Movable that is attempting to cross with this tab. Okay, so this is what I want because I want to override the collision behavior. I'm not going to add colliders. I'm just going to check and see if it's crossing with something that is of a different type than what's allowed. So what we're going to do is, well, first off, we want to adhere to normal density. So we want to, let's see, P movable that is attempting to cross with this diop. Oh, we would have to put on cross on the tiles. That's kind of weird. On cross relocated, diop that is crossed with this diop. You use uncrossed? Is that a joke? On uncrossed? Diop that what is uncrossed? I've never heard of that. When this diop and movable no longer have overlapping bounding boxes. No, because that would let them overlap onto the land when they're not supposed to. So I don't want to do that. I am going to do on cross for the other thing. But what I'm going to do is I'm not going to write it where that goes. I'm going to write it in here. So we're going to go tile. What is it? It's tiles environment. Tile environment. Water. On cross. Immovable. Excuse me, guys, for a minute. I'm getting a phone call from my wife. Okay, can you hear me? Like the music. And let me undo here. Can you hear me? You're vibing. Are you still listening in Discord? There was music. There's been music the whole time.
Yeah, I am.
Yeah, there's been music the whole time.
I haven't heard it.
Oh, really? Maybe it's just not loud enough to pick up. I could turn it up.
Maybe it's also the fact that I'm on Discord as well now. So
Yeah, yeah, I'm playing music and it can be on the stream. It might be too quiet. That might be the problem. You don't hear it at all?
oh,
No,
I'm not hearing it. No, in VC I'm not. But
no, not in VC, but
when I
you
was
sh-
listening to the stream, it was fine.
Oh my gosh, is this set so that you guys can't hear it? Hang on. Can you hear it now? Do you hear the music now? On stream? Okay, I might have turned it off by mistake. No, you guys should definitely be able to hear it.
No, now it's up. It's more audible.
Oh, so you can hear it. Yeah, I've been playing music this whole time. It's supposed to be quiet.
When you put it down.
Yeah, I wasn't sure what I was looking at. It's definitely playing now. Okay. Because now it's way too loud for me. All right, let's see. Where was I at? My wife was just wondering what's for dinner. Let's see. We're writing new stuff for this. So what we're going to do is when a fish attempts to cross off, never mind, you hear it? Yeah. What is for dinner? For her, it's going to be leftover pizza. For me, it's going to be whatever. You could just barely hear it. It's hitting some vibe right now. Yeah. So I could turn it. All right. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to turn this up as loud as I can. That should be better. Yeah, you guys are supposed to be vibing with me this whole time. I could turn it off if you have your own music. I don't need to crank it. Well, I just did. So
Now it's harder to hear you.
now it's harder to hear me. Oh, so it was loud. Okay, put it back to where it was. Okay. On cross, and we're going to check the type of what's crossing. Let's see. Always the documentation. So the first one is the type to check, and the second one is type to check against. Order doesn't really matter because we're just looking for equality. But I just want to see what the documentation said anyway. So we're looking for diab fish. And we're comparing that with the P-movable type. So if it's not a fish, we want to do like normal behavior. I wonder if there's a way to call base on cross. Muted because you don't want everyone in stream to hear you eating. Yeah, I can respect that. Well, here's everybody in stream listening to me drinking for a moment. See, it's not so bad. Or let me know if it was. So we're gonna do
Never again.
Yeah. So if it's not a fish, we're just gonna return this. What is it? Density? Oh, is there a way to call the normal one? Sounded crisp. That's great. Let me look in here. I'm gonna search velocity really quick. On cross. I'd like to call the base on cross, like the normal one. But you know what? I do this somewhere else. I think I do this in here. Not in here. Player? I think I do it in player on login. I do override, and then at the end... Yeah, that's what I want. No, but that's not going to work for return. I'm just going to have to override it. What am I drinking? I am drinking tea. It's not very exciting, just tea. So I'm just going to allow it to cross if either of them are not dense. No. I'm going to prevent crossing if either of them are dense. Is the if type thing the same when I give my diab a variable and call that like diab npc1 bar is npc? Yeah, it's exactly the same. It's basically exactly the same. Every diab has a type variable, and that type will match like what's here. And the type is a string, so it's a string representation of what's here. Let's see. So I want to do if, let's say, return not this density is greater than 0, or else. No, that's actually really all I care about. So that's going to be if density is less than or equal to 0. Allow the cross. If it's not, don't allow it. That's how I want this to work. Now, if it is a fish, we're going to handle it differently, and we're going to check the region. So we're going to do. Let's see. Actually, we're also going to do another check. No. Let's see. If the P movable, which is a fish, spawn regions. If not, P movable spawn regions. Or else. No, I can't decide how I want to do this. I'm redoing it again. If P movable spawn regions and also P movable spawn regions length. And so if any of these conditions fail, so if it's a fish, if it's not a fish, it'll go to this default behavior. If it is a fish, but there's no spawn regions defined for it, it will go to this default behavior. But actually, if it's a fish with no spawn regions, I actually don't want it to move. And so I'm just going to return false in that scenario. So now let's see. I had in the commented out code something that I want to use now, which is this. So we're going to get that in there. We're going to uncomment it. Remove line comment, and then we're going to fix the indentation. Okay. Let's see, what did I miss? I used enters, but doesn't allow it in Twitch. Yeah, no code formatting in Twitch. What a bummer. You can use pastebin if you want. I'll look at it. But that's fine. I was able to read it. Let's see. So allowed regions equals blah, blah, blah. Okay, so then we want to do if allowed regions includes this region type. In this scenario, we have an allowed region and this part of that allowed region. And we're going to still use the default behavior. If it's dense, don't allow the cross because it's in the region that we allow. But if it was not in the allowed region, we do not care if it's dense or not. And we're going to return false because we don't want it to move outside the region that it's allowed to move in. So with this, as long as the fish is on water, it shouldn't be able to move somewhere else. Well, no, because what if it's trying to cross onto... All right, we need to do another one that just prevents it from ever leaving water. Because this is only going to happen if it's crossing over water. So if it crosses over land, this check will be ignored. So now we just want for all tiles. Technically, actually, we want for all tiles that are not water, but we'll check that in a second. So for all tiles, we'll do an on cross. And this will be, we'll check the type of this tile. So if this, let's see, if type is type tile environment water, and then compare that with this type. So if this is water, we're going to return. We're going to skip this on cross. No, we have to do the normal. No, because we, man. If we do on cross, we have to decide how we want to handle it. Which means that we have to do the normal behavior. So let's try it for here for now, and if that might cause some weird problems, but we'll see later. So let's see. If the type is water... Actually, no. Oh, man. How do I want to do this? Okay. I know what I'm going to do. Function. We're going to make a new function on watercross that takes a P movable. And that's going to be what this is. Oh, well. Oh, well. Ow. Ow. What's going on? Let's see. And then if it is water, we're going to return the result of this on watercross. P movable. And if it's not, we're going to do this bad boy. Let's see how that does. So now we're overriding the cross behavior for absolutely anything, crossing over absolutely any tile, which has some large implications in scope. It might interfere with player movement. So we need to just be mindful of that when we test it. So now what this allows us to do is it allows us to do movement functions that are much more dumb. They're just going to randomly move in any direction. And to do that, I'm actually going to go into one of my other projects. I have a bunch of projects in Velocity for testing. One of them is called Color Conflict. It's a little multiplayer game I made. It's not running anymore. But in it, I had random movement. And so I'm just going to grab that. So move random. This is what I want. This is what the fish are going to do. So we're going to go in here. We're going to put that in our regular utilities. So now we're just defining these functions for literally any type of mob. Actually, I'm going to define them for diob, for any type of diob, because our fish are not mobs. For any type of diob, they can move random, and they can pick random directions. This doesn't change anything. This just allows me to call these when I want to. And so what we're going to do is we're going to tell them, let's see, we're going to go on tick for the fish. And we're going to use this again, and we don't need this anymore. Let's see, this, if pt modulus this dot movement standard, this is just limiting how often this function is going to be called. We're going to call this dot move random. And so now every half a second, it's going to pick a random direction to move in, and it's going to keep moving in that direction. But when it does that, the plan is that it will come into this, and this will decide that it's not actually allowed to move in that direction, and it'll just kind of bump into things. Let's see what we got. So the player is still not able to walk on water. That's a good thing for now. You're going to leave for now? Okay. Appreciate you hanging out. Well, we just got back to 6 viewers, man. No, that's fine. Thanks for coming. Arrivederci. So nothing's moving. Let's see why. I don't have any logging anymore because I commented all that stuff out. So they should be calling move random every 50 ticks. I hate being a JoJo fan. I don't think I know who JoJo is. Let's see. RF Tails move random. We'll just add a log here and see if this is getting called. JoJo's Bizarre Adventure? I still don't know what you're talking about. Anime. Okay. See ya. It's not getting called. So why not? Because I did not put in the equals 0 here. So I don't even know what that meant before. All right, so we figured that out. Let's see what we get now. Oh my god. Let's do that again. I want to do that again. Let me put in a little comment. I want to clip this later. Oh man. All right, one more time. Wait, this coming. They never stop. Let's see if we can find one. They're everywhere. Gosh. I don't even know. They might be getting stuck on the corners or something. Oh, nope, there's another one. They're coming back. Oh, man. All right, well. First off, they're moving way too fast. So, that's because of step size 10. We're going to change that to 1. Gosh, you know what? I think even that's too big. Make it 0.2. Step size 0.2. Let's see what that does. I know they're still going to go all the way around where they shouldn't, but okay, yeah, that's more like what I'm looking for. This is maybe even a little less than that, but this is more what I'm expecting. Except that they're still crossing over everything. So we're going to take out the little extra log that we put here because that's just going to spam everything up. We're going to add some logging in here. So first off, I just want to make sure that this is getting called. Slightly slower than that. Yeah, I agree. And we'll add some variance for the fish eventually so that they all move a little bit differently. We'll take it to half time from that. So let's just do a log here. And make sure that this is happening. Guys, if you're new to the channel, please slap that follow button. I will be streaming Main Street Development almost every day for the next couple months at least. And I would love to share my progress with you. It's not getting called. That is my conclusion, is it is not getting called. So let's check the regular on cross. That's looking pretty good. Awesome. Let's see if that's getting called. It looks like neither of those are getting called. I don't know what to say about that. Let's see. Am I misunderstanding something here? Let's see. Called when P movable attempts to cross this diab, resulting in overlapping bounding boxes. This function must return. Yeah, okay. Does. Okay, here's the thing is. I don't know. Is something else overriding it? It should at least get called when I walk over things. But it doesn't. Let me look at this on cross relocated, see if we have any information about that. There must be another on cross somewhere else that's getting called instead. That's my conclusion here. Nope. In my entire code base, this is the only time I call it. So here's what I'm going to do, guys. I'm going to talk with Veek off stream, figure out maybe he can help me see what's going on. And I'll probably pick up the stream later in a few hours. But thank you so much, guys, for watching. It's been really awesome. Let me know if you have any questions. I'm just going to drop a couple social links and leave it there. So we have my Twitter. Let's go. What do we want to do? Nothing. We have my Twitter. And I'm also going to get a Discord link to join our Discord server, which is the best place where you can keep up with everything. And you can find all of our other socials on there too. Thanks for watching, guys. See you.